Lesson 5 Underreporting. So in this video we are going to talk about not reporting accurately what you consume. And you probably know someone who says, I don't eat that much. I say it often. But so you might know someone like that, but they still can't seem to lose weight or reduce their body fat levels. And this is often because, as a lot of studies have shown, people tend to unknowingly underreport their calorie intake. And this is way more common than you think. Even studies done on dietitians and nutritionists, people whose bread and butter, sorry for the terrible pun, is around food, they underreport by about 50%. So from the calorie lesson, we understand how over-consuming calories without realizing it can have an impact on our progress. It can slow down fat loss, and in the worst case scenario, it can cause weight gain and fat gain. And this is obviously going to lead to feelings of frustration, because it's going to seem like you're doing everything right, but you're just not getting the results. So let's take a look at this chart. In this example, the dotted line is the amount of calories I need to maintain my weight. So that's 2,500 calories a day. On the left-hand side is what I think I'm eating. This includes the 3 main meals that are consumed that day, and it comes to about 2,000 calories, which leaves me in about 500 calorie deficit for the day, which is perfect for fat loss, right? And on the right-hand side is what I actually ate. So first of all, it includes all those main meals, and that is 2,000 calories. But what it doesn't include is the extra calories that from the peanut butter that I smothered on my toast. That was actually double the recommended serving size. It also doesn't include the 4 Quality Street sweets that I grabbed at work and didn't track because they're only small and, at about 55 calories each, they are to a nice 200 calorie surplus. So that is added to my daily total diet. Then there's this mayo that I was dipping my sweet potato chips in at lunchtime, but it was only small tap, so I just didn't add it up. And last is the iced Frappuccino that I didn't even think had any calories in, but actually it had like 350 calories. So now you can see that instead of being in a calorie deficit like I thought I was actually in a calorie surplus and slowly gaining weight. So this is an easy and really common mistake to make, but all those little, I call it BLT, bites, licks and treats, and sauces and drinks, forgotten foods and changes in serving size, they all add calories to your daily intake. So what you thought was a calorie deficit was actually a calorie surplus when you track everything that you consume, and this results in you making very little or no progress despite feeling like you're doing everything right. This is why tracking food intake as accurately as possible, especially for the very first week, is quite important. And you'll check out the video of an actress called Debbie, and she believed she had a slow metabolism. The video is only about 3 minutes long, but it will help you understand that sort of tracking is quite important. So this is Debbie.
I believe I must be one of those people who has a slow metabolism. I've tried every diet under the sun over the years, nothing seems to have worked. So I just must conclude that is because of my metabolism.
We asked Debbie to have her metabolic rate checked.
To me, as a complete non-scientist, I understand it to be the rate at which my body burns calories. Is that right? I think it is.
Debbie is put under a ventilation hood 12 hours after her last meal. The researchers can now measure how fast her body burns up calories when it's at rest.
And I looked at the data from today's experiment. It's almost spot on, you know, what the predicted...
What it should be.
What it should be.
So I haven't got a slow metabolism.
No.
So I can't even blame it on that anymore.
No. I'm afraid not.
I'm normal, which is good to hear in one way, but not in another. I carried around this myth all my life that I might have something called a slow metabolism. It sounded so romantic, and clearly that's not the case for me and for many large people. It's just not true. We're normal.
Debbie agreed to keep a food diary and record all the food she ate over a 9-day period. The first 4 days with a video camera at the end of each day, and the second 5 days with a written food diary immediately after each meal. The idea is to find out if Debbie's eating more than the 2,000 calories a day recommended for the average woman of her age and height. But we're also going to spy on Debbie remotely. She's agreed to drink this special water, known as doubly labelled water. It's ingenious as it contains special isotope markers. By analysing her urine every day, scientists can work out not only how many calories Debbie burns, but remarkably, how many calories she has actually eaten.
Done. Hello, it's day one. This morning we had a massive fruit salad.
Every night, Debbie must record on video what she's eaten during the day.
Morning had fruit salad.
On day 5, Debbie switches to a written diary. Instead of waiting to the end of the day, she must write down everything she eats immediately after every meal. At the end of the 9 days, her food diary, video diary and urine samples are all sent to the Medical Research Council in Cambridge. By examining her urine, it's possible to calculate not only how many calories Debbie burns in activity, but also how many calories she's actually eaten. In her diaries, Debbie records eating well under 2,000 calories a day.
When you did your diary on the video for us, about 1,100 calories. That's how many you've recorded that you've eaten.
Yeah, okay.
But remember that doubly labelled water. It reveals that Debbie, in fact, ate 3,000 calories a day. That's nearly 2/3 of all her calories Debbie either didn't realise she was eating or had forgotten. Now, we then gave Debbie a written diary because research shows this can help us to be more thorough. But the results show she still forgot to record 43% of what she'd eaten.
I underreported. Wow. Wow, that's quite shocking, isn't it? I believe I must be one of those people
So as you can see in the video, Debbie reported eating 1,100 calories a day. She actually consumed 3,000 calories. So yeah, 2/3 more than what she was reporting, and that's a huge difference. And Debbie's not an exception here. Most of us underreport, and as I said, even dietitians underreport by about 50%. So, and it's often easy to say that nothing works, but contrary to nothing works, Debbie was actually eating way more calories than she thought she was, and she was in a calorie deficit. But it's a good thing, because rather than being stuck with external factor, i.e. slow metabolism, we know that we can do something about it, and then we can start building habits that will help Debbie out. So then she can start accurately track her calorie intake and make sure she's in a calorie deficit to gradually lose body fat. This is a great example of why our third nutrition rule is to accurately track your food intake every day, and that is as close as to your nutrition targets as you possibly can, because that way we can make sure that you're eating the right amount of calories to reach your goal.